Well, good morning. I'm standing here at the beginning of another walk, an absolutely stunning morning weather-wise, and I'm going to embark on this famine walk. So wish me well. Early in the morning, nobody around. The birds are singing and the countryside is looking magnificent. So, chat later. Bye-bye. It's early in the morning and I'm here in magnificent countryside and I'm going to embark on the Dunpeter Famine Walk. I'm heading down now towards the well. I seem to have the countryside to myself apart from swallows buzzing me overhead, and everything looks absolutely stunning. So we'll embark on this walk. I've done it before. In fact, I've done it twice before. And tag along with me and I'll try and show you some rather pleasant Irish countryside. Chat later. Okay, bye bye. This is my time of day, early morning, sun up, countryside looking magnificent in this warm sunshine even at such an early hour. So all you sleepyheads there not working today, get up and get out and enjoy this kind of weather while it lasts. This graveyard on the side of a rather exposed hillside. It looked like some famine sites around the place, marked only by a piece of red stone. There are some headstones, as you can see, but there appears to be quite a lot of graves marked with just a single solitary stone. I've just arrived here now at a stone on the floor with some burned out candles, and the inscription on the stone says "The Great Hunger on Gorta Moor," which is the Great Hunger in Irish, 1846 to 1850. In memory of the nameless victims of famine, and forever who lie in this mass grave, may they rest in peace. Sad, yeah, but as I said before I came upon this stone, looking up there to my right, there are quite a lot of people buried here, I'd say from the famine time. I'll show you as I walk along. Walking along here now, and I thread carefully, all those little stones projecting from the grass would indeed be the final resting place of a victim who died during the Great Famine. You can see there are quite a lot of graves here, and goodness knows who those people were, but their fate was sealed when the famine struck this lovely country. On a morning like this, walking through this particular famine graveyard in beautiful sunshine, shirt sleeves and shorts, the place doesn't look as horrific as it would if you were to come in here on a winter's day, wind and rain. Those kind of scenes would conjure up the horror of what the Great Hunger was in Ireland in those years. We really come from a tortured past. We really and truly have. Very, very sad. Here we have the site of the original church. So those two stones there, left and right, in front of me, would have obviously have been the, as the sign says, the site of the original church, Dunpeter Church. Sad, but a really lovely place to visit on a day like this. So we move on down into the valley and see what is presented to me there. We shut the gates and we head across farmland and you can see right up over the mountains in front of me. Beautiful pasture land, as I keep saying, on a truly gorgeous Irish summer's morning, though late summer. Fortunately, Ireland is full of glades and sleepy hollows like this one. I'm exceptionally lucky to have this great love for walking. I'm a huge walker, as you probably can now detect by the amount of videos and stuff that I post. And as no boasting, I walk huge distances per week in all types of terrain. I'm not a great mountain walker, though I have done so. I love the peace and the quiet of the valleys, the river banks, the silence, the serenity and the beauty that Ireland is full of. So if I were to give anybody encouragement or advice, which I don't like doing, take up walking. It's the greatest medication for all kinds of ailments, especially those with psychological problems. You can embrace the wilderness, the peace and the quietness. Whilst lots of people walk in groups, I specialise in walking alone. I love walking alone. In my opinion, walking alone, I'm not responsible for anybody, and that's not being greedy. It's just, I love to walk alone. You can corral your thoughts and your opinions and your ideas, and you can discuss them with yourself. But walking is truly a magnificent way of cooling the head, the system, the soul, and indeed the body. So, those of you that haven't taken it up yet, give it a try. Start minutely and build on it. I can tell you, you won't regret it. This is an area where human intervention seems like it hasn't arrived here yet. It's just nature. It's a river stroke stream making its way gently through very, very large boulders and rock, with a canopy right overhead, with the flickering and fluttering of sunshine and a little mild breeze. It is indeed a beautiful place. So, where I've taken you this morning, and I had no intentions of coming here at early dawn, but then I had a think and a look, and I said, right, let's try this place for a change. Now I've departed the glade. The river is still on my left hand side at a lower altitude, bearing in mind that we've had no rain in Ireland for 6 weeks, and we were away in Croatia for nearly 2 weeks, so it hasn't rained here for a while, so the place is quite green but getting brown. Some places are already brown. So we climb over a stile here now. Camera has to be minded, don't worry about loss of limb and so forth, but we mind the technology. Number one priority is the technology. So we're heading in here to some marshland, a lot of water lilies and so forth, and some livestock I think up ahead. So we push on another bit and see where skies are so blue. We push on another little bit and see where it takes us. When one gets off the main tourist trails in Ireland and really make an effort and show intent, all these little lanes like this one, the Famine Trail, the Famine Walk, this is the real Ireland. This is a place one can contemplate one's well-being. The peace and the quiet here embraces you wholeheartedly. And as I said to you earlier, it does the body an immense amount of good. And no doubt the soul also. Well, those of us that have a soul, I'd like to think and subscribe to the fact that we all have souls. But this type of terrain and location and the peace and the quiet and the just sheer isolated wilderness is just lovable. So thank you for joining me. So as that pales away into insignificance behind me, I'm coming onto a beautiful religious grotto here under the fir trees, very well looked after, obviously, very well looked after. So I'll say a few prayers there for everybody. I'll include everybody, including myself, and thank you for traveling along with me on this unplanned, unscheduled morning of adventure and walking. So, thank you. When I get onto these type of famine walks and forest trails and hillside sites, I always think back to the hard old days in this country when the British ruled and times were tough and the regime was brutal. People starved to death and were forced out of their shacks that were then burned, and the lands were given to lords and the upper echelon of British society. And then I transfer myself in a modern day context, and I walk this track, just this particular one right now, on this stunning morning. And my mind obviously rests on the poor souls, the poor Irish people, hungry, sick, dying, and depressed, bewildered, and anxious. And they were forced to shelter under the bushes and the ditches like animals in the hillsides and highways and byways of this country in the 1840s. All I can say is we surely must be a forgiving nation of people. And I say that with great sincerity. Well, hello again. Making my way up a rather steep incline now, but back into beautiful shelter and shade. It's quite warm. In fact, it's quite humid. So as I come to the end of this morning's adventure, I'm still quite a ways to the car. I'll say adios for the moment, and I hope you enjoyed tagging along with me on my morning trek. As I say, my morningly treks are my medication. It doesn't consist of a bottle from the chemist shop. It is courtesy of one pair of boots and 2 feet. I was giving myself an extra set of feet there for a moment. Better check, yeah, just 2 feet. So thank you for coming along with me. As I say once more, embrace the walking. Get up and get out and do it. I tell you, you will not regret walking. From a person that does huge walking, and you only see little bits and pieces of it. A lot of it, there's no record whatsoever, only the record in my memory bank. So, have a nice day. Enjoy the Irish countryside and the Irish sunshine. And remember this, life is for living. Take care. Bye-bye.